Jay-Z and Beyonce predictions, part 2 for 2025. Be right back. Welcome back, Tarot fam. If you're new here, I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. In this video, we're doing 2025 predictions for the second half of 2025 for Jay-Z and Beyonce. There's a lot of talk about the two of these right now. These two right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right in. What I did see is that there's a little bit of a power dynamic that's interesting between the two of them. I do think that Jay-Z has a little bit more of the traditional masculine kind of aspect of marriage. And Beyonce is a little bit breaking free. I think he underestimates her ability to stand on her own. So let's see what the second half is going to show us. What is Beyonce going to do in that second half? But before we get to the cards, please be sure that you are subscribed. I am 50 and change away from getting to 4,000 subs. I'd like to get there before the end of the year. So it would be really great if you're not subscribed, just hit that subscribe button. Or if you think you're subscribed, make sure you're subscribed, because YouTube does like to remove inactive subscribers. There's a dude called That Dude Can Cook, and I just realized today I was unsubscribed from him, and I love what he does. So let's get going on this. We are going to pull up some cards right now. So for the second half of 2025, what can these two expect from the climate within their relationship? Separate now, for those of you that are new to my channel, one of the things that I like to talk about when I get the lovers cards, it's interesting that we're getting both of these upright. They were in reverse in the last reading. If you haven't seen the last reading, there'll be a link in the description. There's also going to be a card at the end. You can just follow it to that if you want to look at it after. If you want to look at it now, you can stop the video and go look at it now. So when I get the lovers card in readings, this is typically more business, less romance. So I'm going to say that the advice that I was giving for the first part of kind of breaking away from each other professionally, I think that that's a really, really good idea for them. It may not cultivate a great relationship between two people, but in terms of visibility, what's going on in the world of celebrity right now, they kind of need to do this. So is it something that is going to be a grave disappointment? No, I think they're going to build pillars of success on their own. Again, Jay-Z's got to get his name off a lot of things. I think his wife has to get her name off a lot of things too, in order for this to grow and thrive. I think they're going to be like almost a too hot to handle kind of thing. This is completely different from the work ethic that the two of them have. They both are really, really strong in terms of work ethic and in terms of getting things done. Like for the wife, you don't get a body like that if you're not, knocking yourself out, eating right, doing the right things. You just don't. For him, you don't build an empire like that. Now, you can all speculate that it was built upon all this nefarious behavior that we're hearing in the news right now. I don't want to get too deep into that. And there may have been some seed money that came from that. So does that dirty the entire endeavor? It does. But, in some respect, there were legitimate generational wealth that was built there. So, he did do the right thing some of the time. I'm going to say that I'm not going to completely, raise someone at this point. And I did take some heat on my Ashton Kutcher video. I took some heat on some, there were some comments that said, everybody's either black or white. We're all shades of gray. We are all shades of gray. So I do think separating these endeavors, separating professionally and maybe getting some distance, even though it's a little unusual and against their work ethic and how they work. I think they need to kind of go into the back room for a little while. And I said this before. I think they both need to come off the documentation. I think they need to slow the work down for a minute. They cannot be seen. It's like Nicholas out and Tsar Nicholas II and Empress Alexandra. There was a terrible incident where I think it was a couple thousand people were crushed to death at an event celebrating the coronation of the Tsar. And they were advised poorly by their advisors, hey, it wasn't that bad. You guys should still have the banquet tonight, and you should absolutely get up and still dance. It was a PR disaster for Nicholas and Alexandra. This continuing to create music, do what they do, and celebrate a luxurious and excessive life is going to look really badly. They need to dial it back. If they've got a house in Bali or Thailand or the Philippines or wherever, they need to just go tuck in there and go chill out for a little while and not be visible. Do what they've got to do. And to be sure, if he goes to one of their non-domestic homes, everybody's going to be, oh, he ran. Not necessarily. Sometimes you got to get out of the heat. So I do think that this is a good way for them to preserve any pathway to coming back. It seems counterproductive to stop working, to dial things back, but it really is the way that they can kind of proceed into the future. Again, this is a couple that has made their money. They really don't need to make any more money. They can use the money they have to sustain a life into infinity, to sustain the lives of their children, their grandchildren, even their great-grandchildren. They just need to have the right money management people on the job, and they're going to be fine. This stopping of working, the dialing back of work is very uncomfortable for them. So really, they're going to need to hole up, hang out with the family. That is where we get that progress into the future. So, when individuals are going through a public lawsuit like this, like what we are hearing in the news right now, when people are going through a public lawsuit like that, what winds up happening is they tend to step into the spotlight a lot more trying to defend themselves, and it comes off looking desperate, like they're doth protest too much. So it really is going to be vital for them to kind of step back and do what they need to do behind the scenes, not celebrate, not do work, that kind of thing. So where does that bring us with these two? Where does that bring us in the second half of the year? In the second half of the year, what is the status? How are they going to feel about each other? Let's do two small Celtic crosses after I do the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You guys like that in the last one. I say it every time. So this is Jay-Z again. Wheel of Fortune is spinning badly, but he's got to be patient about it. Under the surface, he is nervous but resting. I think he will take the advisement to stand in the background. Our legacy is all jumbled up. It looks like now everything is anything that he has done well, correctly, above board is now going to be in question. That's why we get this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, this 10 of Pentacles. The legacy is being crushed under this wheel of his own doing. Yes, I do think so. We're going to hear very, very slow drip of information that's going to come out. So we're going to hear more things that are coming out. I think we're going to hear more things about even the relationship with one really super sexy Barbadian. So up here, Barbadian? I think it's Barbadian. So talking about Rihanna. Up here, the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. He is not going to be able to work without a lot of conflict. So he's got to gear up for that. How is our girl? Not my girl. Hermit, standing alone. She's using the information. And there we have that Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is getting out of a situation, getting out of a contract, getting out of an emotional thing. Immediately in the past, we have that Ace of Swords, new beginnings, new beginnings. King of Pentacles, she knows. And the Ace of Cups up top, she's looking for a new life, guys. And there's the Ace of Pentacles. She can make money in the future. Do I see her moving into a more prominent position as a solo operator, solo artist, solo operator in the marriage? Yes, I'm seeing it here. I think he is going to be in a world of hurt legally, financially. I think he's going to be in a world of hurt. And as much as the dedication of marriage says for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse, and sickness and in health, yada, 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 I think that there are some non-negotiables that have happened that have been overlooked. So what is that are now causing the bride to make some changes? What is the catalyst for this major change in the bride? What is the catalyst? Ace of Swords, it's time to go. Ace of Pentacles, time to make money. King of Pentacles, I'm the money maker. Strength, I've been waiting long enough. And then over here, 10 of Pentacles. This is not what I want my legacy to be. I want my legacy to be something else. What is that? I want it to be stress-free. I want to be a survivor. I want to come out on top. What's underneath? Boom. 2 of Cups. So I do think that there is going to be some level of, anytime there's a breakup, even if it is an arranged situation, we have to expect that there's going to be some kind of upset on the part of the person. And I do think that we're seeing under the surface this will maintain some kind of relationship. There will be some kind of cooperation between the two of them. But is it a marriage? I don't think so. I think the marriage falls apart before the end of the year, which is quite sad. But that's what I'm seeing for the second half of 2025. I'm going to have a lot more of these coming up, guys. It's December. It's cruising toward the end of the year. I do my annual New Year's fun. We do predictions live on New Year's Eve in between Lego building and eating stuff over here. We have a lot of fun over here on New Year's Eve. We do keep it inside. This year, we're talking about doing a dinner party, so I may do my videos a little bit earlier, but I hope you're liking these. Let me know down below what you think is going to happen with these two. A lot of you out there are psychic too. I say it all the time. Anybody can be psychic, so you just have to practice a little. I will see you all in the future.